morning and happy Friday morning to everybody. Okay, this is video 1 and we're going to be discussing Harry's jealousy, quite frankly, and his anger issues, as well as something else that occurred. And one other quick note I want to throw in here. A lot of people are complaining I'm talking too fast. I am so sorry, but I cannot be one of those people that talks like this to make my video longer. Sorry, you know me. Let's get in, let's get out. Okay, we have a lot to cover. Let's go. We're going to start off with the jealousy thing because I just cannot believe some of these newspapers. If you can believe this, William is envious of Harry's accomplishments. That's right, the future king is jealous of his drug-using brother who married a narcissist and has lost everything, literally. But supposedly he's jealous the most about the Invictus Games, how well it's gone, and, etc., etc., etc. I was like, who comes up with this drivel? Maybe Harry is jealous of William because William has accepted the fact that he's got male pattern baldness, and Harry cannot accept it and keeps having these horrible edits done on his head. Maybe he's got an issue with that. If you've ever read The Spare, which I have not, but I've heard all about it. If you've ever read The Spare, then you know from the get-go, Harry has been envious and jealous of William. Willie got 2 sausages and I only got 1. Willie got the bigger room in the castle. Willie got the better wife. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. But the jealousy has shown through in other ways. Who can forget when they came to their last event as working royals and they were not in the procession? Harry threw an absolute fit, and so for the sake of peace, William agreed to not walk in the procession with the Queen. Now, we know this because it's in the pamphlets that were printed up. Look, and you can just look at Harry's face throughout the entire event. He is angry. It's suddenly coming back to him, everything that he gave up, everything that he knew. This was his last event as a working royal. He was no longer going to be important in any way, shape, or form, and he was absolutely livid. And let's not forget that when they stood up to leave, they were even more livid that they were going to be behind Sophie and Edward, so they made plans that when they stood up, they were going to shoot between the chairs so they could be in front of them. You see, for me, I think that shows their absolute level of immaturity. We have to get out before they do. If I was Sophie, I would have shoved my way forward. And even on the way out of the church, Harry looks mad enough to kill. That, my friends, is nothing but pure jealousy. He was so jealous of William, I don't think he knew what to do with himself. And on some level, I think he was also upset with Meghan. I do. How about the anger on his face and the looks he was giving during the Queen's funeral when he had to fight to wear a suit while he stood guard over his grandmother's coffin? How about when he went to the coronation, the looks that he was giving William and William's children during the coronation? I firmly believe that a lot of those looks were, he was sad, he was upset, but he was also jealous because he realizes now my brother is only 1 step away from the throne, and where am I? Not to mention the looks he was giving all around as he was sitting there. He was looking up, he was looking left, he was looking right, he was looking angry, he was looking sad, he was looking lost. So don't tell me that he's jealous, that William is jealous of him. If anything, I think William pities him. All right, let's move on to the second part of today's video. All right, the second part of this video is about something that Neil Sean said. Now, you guys know I love Neil Sean. He came out and pointed something out. When Harry and Meghan went to that polo match where Meghan walked around in that ridiculous outfit and led Harry around by the nose, do you guys remember that I reported on the fact that one of the women from Senta Ballet came up on the stage and Meghan wouldn't let her stand next to Harry? Okay, so let me refresh your memories with this video. So here's what happened. First of all, they want you to believe that Harry beat Nacho, who is a professional polo player. This is what the man does for a living. That he beat Nacho so that he could get these pictures with the trophy because they were taping that day for the Netflix show. So that's what this was about. So they take the pictures, and keep in mind, it was reported that only 1 or 2 people were allowed to film. The area was closed up. So the woman from Simpsonville shows up, and Meghan's like, step over here. The woman goes, I'm trying to stand next to Harry. No, step over here. Over here. No, ma'am. Over here. She will not let her get next to Harry. Remember, they closed this area up. Only like 200 to 300 people were allowed to be there. They had the whole Netflix crew. They were putting on a big show for the taping, and they had to be vetted. They only allowed 1 or 2 PR people there, news people there to take some pictures, and everything was supposed to be on a positive spin. Keep in mind that only certain things are supposed to be released to the public. So when that video came out of Meghan not allowing this woman from Simpsonville, a very highly respected, highly educated woman, to stand next to Harry, and Meghan was pushing her around, that video was not supposed to be released. But it was, and that's created a massive issue. According to Neil Sean, what was put out was called an off-cut, and you're not allowed, the press is not allowed to release that. So it's being reported that Meghan is furious that this came out, and now she really wants to know who released it, and because it makes her look bad. It makes her look like everybody perceives her. She's pushy, she's annoying, she's controlling. Other reports that have come out have said Harry was furious. He would never say anything to her on the stage, but when they got off the stage, he was like, Meghan, that's the woman who runs Simpsonville. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, the tension, they're saying, was so thick you could cut it with a knife. But this is what happens. And so you have these sorts of things that aren't supposed to be released to the public. They are released to the public. Does this remind you of anything? Let me just show you something. When Meghan went to Africa, these are the pictures that she wanted released. But behind the scenes, this was her face. Could you imagine? Notice she's clenching her jaw. She's looking absolutely disgusted that this kid is anywhere near her. But this wasn't supposed to be released, right? People weren't supposed to see this. So what happened here in Africa is essentially the exact same thing that happened with the trophy. Here, she's got her back turned to the woman. It didn't bode well, but it wasn't supposed to be released to the public. And that's the problem. When that stuff gets out, people see the real Meghan. I have to tell you, those 2 new PR people that Meghan hired to help her image, they definitely have their work cut out for them. Good luck to them. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Hit that like button, double check if you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, and follow me over to video 2. Let's go.